Hello everybody. We are going to be going live, and we are going to be playing something that is very important to everybody, and it is Disney. And Disney is very nostalgic. I don't think you can go wrong with Disney. However, there's a dark side to Disney, which is something that I deeply appreciate. Immensely. I immensely appreciate the darkness that I have found at Disney. Since we all have dark places and dark parts of our life, it's only natural that Disney would be dark as well. And that is why I'm obsessed with the Haunted Mansion, because it captures kind of the darker parts of Walt. And I think I think he was a human being. He had a dark side, and I appreciate that. I realize he wasn't a perfect person, but neither are we. Which is why you're gonna see me fail. It's not really a failure, it's just making mistakes. And a lot of times you don't actually get to see that with gamers because they are sometimes they're insecure, sometimes they're like, oh no, I failed today, I did something, oh no, dear. Oh, it's okay to fail, really it is. It's more than okay. Because if you don't fail, you're not gonna learn anything, okay? Failing is not a failure. Failing just means you didn't reach your objectives. You didn't do what you had planned to do, and that's okay. But you don't be discouraged. Just get back on your horse, try it again, and you will get better. And if you don't get better, maybe it's not meant to be. It's that simple. Let's get right into it, shall we? I'm going to get right into it. Can't really see anything. Oh, that was cool. That was really cool. That was fun. Yes, that was so much fun. So much fun. Yes, I accidentally closed the game, okay? I'm not a perfect person, I told you this. I closed it. I'm sorry. Sometimes I wish I did not have surround sound. In case you don't know, I'm not putting an advertisement in here. I'm not being sponsored. I'm not that freaking famous or popular. But I am wearing Razer Shark Pro 2 headphones right now. And no, I did not break my bank. I am not rich. I simply find things on sale. I find things on sale and I buy them. And I'm very careful about it. Essentially. So, here we go. It's loading. It's loading. Is it loading? Okay. Yes. Today has been an awkward live. I haven't even started and it's awkward. Making it awkward, one live at a time. When a new magic item is available, I have no idea what that guy is, but he looks like looks like somebody tried to recreate. It's quite busy today. That creature, whatever, he's like a guide. He's supposed to help you with your tutorial, and he looks like Bendy in the Ink Machine, but the wooden version. He's like the model. You know, they had a model and they were drawing it, and they said, oh, yep, this is the model. That's very unfortunate. Oh, I haven't talked to you before, have I? Have I? No, I don't think so. I don't think I've talked to you. Hello. Okay, I'm talking to you. The Queen of Tots? The Queen of Tots, okay. Okay. Hey! No judgment here. We're all whores in our own way, aren't we? No judgment. I'm gonna leave, okay? Because I don't like the awkward silence. I just talked to that dude. Why? Okay, so this has a lot of similarities to Dreamlight Valley. In fact, if it weren't for this game, there would be no Dreamlight Valley. And there is a little, like, sparkly beam of light. It's a lot longer, but it's purple that is in Dreamlight Valley. I have played Dreamlight Valley. It was one of my first games that I really committed to on Steam. About 6 months ago. And I did this live on YouTube because my bandwidth wasn't working, and now it is, and it's cool, so, you know. I think he had Botox. What do you think? Okay. Okay. Thanks. 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 I'm gonna watch out for plastic surgeons that are wandering around this park. If there's any weird, creepy dudes with needles in their hand, I'm gonna avoid that. Thanks. Money! So it's similar to this. You get a lot of money. You get a ridiculous amount of money. I don't even get that much in Dreamlight Valley. You know that? I don't get that much. I don't get that much at all. Is this purposefully putting me in this position where I have to run into people? It seems like you are. Overwatch this. You know, say something. Watch this. But there's a button I'm supposed to put. So, you see this? This is a magic wand. It's magic. It's a magic wand! And I have it. And nobody else does. I happen to know a lot about Disney. I know a lot about it. And according to the great, but not late, Brian Ho, voice actor and YouTube content creator, slash singer, he actually played this game on YouTube, and he said that it was a very good, like a very accurate map of Disneyland. Of course, I wouldn't know. I've never been there. Never gone. I'm a poor child. Everybody else was like, I'm going to Disneyland this year. I was like, fuck you. No, I didn't. I was like, oh, how nice. Am I going? No? Sorry.
This watch is in a terrible state. Why, it's all covered in jam. Whatever has the Hatter been up to? I suppose I'd best clean it up.
What kind of jelly?
That's better. But I'm afraid the watch is still broken. You see, it's missing several pieces. Would you look for them?
Would I? I suppose.
Rabbit must be so upset without
You actually look like an actual person. You don't look like a creepy pasta drawing of a Disney character. So I suppose I'll do it for you. Sure, why not? A gear. Yeah, I was a little bit embarrassed when I first bought this game. I was like, this is for kids, come on. But you're never too old for Disney. Never. Never. You're never too old for Disney, okay? Oh, I have to go this way? Wait, I have to go this... okay. Alright. Now what? Why, is there something up there? Oh! Okay, I don't know what that did, but it got a toppy apple or something. I don't know. I'm only 9% through this. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, 9%. There's a lot more to this. I did enjoy it though. I enjoyed it immensely the last time. Okay, where do I go? Huh. Doesn't matter. I want to go to the Haunted Mansion. I want to go there, but it seems it wants you to go on these quests, and I think that's what you should do. You should do the quests. Oh, I'm not talking to that guy. I'm talking to Alice. First I'll talk to Alice.
Well, it's sealed now. Let me see. Oh, wonderful. This is all of them.
Wonderful. So that is Catherine Beaumont, I believe. It's Catherine. Is it Catherine Beaumont?
To allow you to
I do believe she's still alive.
farewell.
She is still alive.
To allow you to speak.
And the woman that plays Sleeping Beauty, I believe that she's still alive. She's like 93, but they're alive. They're the last of their kind. Be kind to them, darling. Be kind to them. They're national treasures. Although there are many national treasures that already live. Jim Cummings is one of them, who played, oh gosh. He did Winnie the Pooh. He did the theme song for Winnie the Pooh Adventures. He does that big guy in Aladdin. Street Rat. Yeah, that is him. He does Big Pete. Look, it's a net funicello. He does that one. He also does I would say 49% of Scar's song. So in The Lion King, Jeremy Irons, as much as I adore Jeremy Irons, he was sick or something. I think he had a sore throat at that time. And so Jim Cummings came in right after he says, "You won't get a sniff without me," he starts singing. And in case you are not familiar with his singing, if you've seen Anastasia, the one with Meg Ryan and John Cusack and Kelsey Grammer, that cartoon, when Christopher Lloyd starts, the Rasputin has a song, and he starts singing, "When I woke up and tossing and turning," it was that one. "In the dark of the night, people will find her, find her." Yeah, there was that song. In case you don't know what that was. Yeah, there it was. So, that was Jim Cummings as well. He's a fantastic singer, fantastic voice actor. He's been acting for Disney for probably 40 to 50 years, and he's amazing. If you hear anything in a Disney film that creeps you out, it's probably his voice. He's 71 and he still acts, he looks like he's 53. Okay. That does sound like Paige O'Hara, though. That really does. It sounds like Paige O'Hara. I'd make a note of a lot of these people that I hear in voices. That I hear the voices for. People don't think... I had this discussion with someone. They're like, voice acting is not acting. Like, it's not acting. And I was like... I eventually decided not to argue. Because you know how it is. When you're talking to someone and they are... you gotta pick your battles. You don't want to get into a big heated argument. So you're like, yeah, I would say so. In an aspect, in one, I kind of said, yeah, in a way it's not really like official acting. But, voice actors have their own, like, fame and anonymity but at the same time, like, everybody knows them. They're like everywhere but nowhere, you know, and you see them here and there. Sometimes you'll see them make appearances, but you should give them credit. They work hard. They pay their bills with that stuff. Do you know the guy that voiced Yakko in Animaniacs, Rob Paulson? He pretty much paid because of his voice acting that he's done for so long. His kids have straight teeth, okay? Thanks to voice acting, his kids got braces. Yeah. So yeah, and the way it goes, and this is how Tom Kenny did it. Tom Kenny does the voice of SpongeBob, as well as where is it? But he said that when you get paid the first time, so the first acting gig you get paid, you know, minimum wage, just normal. The second one, same thing. Third one, yeah. But by the fourth one, they have to pay you overtime, and that's when you make money. And a lot of these people, if you look on SpongeBob, you look that up on IMDb and figure out, and you're realizing, oh my gosh, this person played 200 voices in there for over 20 years. Yeah. And now they are freaking wearing Armani suits. So respect them. They are OGs, okay? They are the boss. And Tom Kenny actually was the official boss. He was the director of the voices. Eventually he worked there for like a year, and they were like, why don't you direct the other voice actors? It's like, and he's like, okay, Bill, let me tell you how to play Patrick. That's exactly what Tom Kenny said. That's what he said. Can I skip this? Can I skip? No, I can't. Oh, you're gonna make a chain of bookstores, though? Good. Fantastic. What's it say? Princess Fairy Tale opens today. Okay. Where do you want me to go? So eventually you can buy things. Now this is Toontown. I haven't been to Toontown. I've been there once, and that's about it. I remember when I was 4 years old, somebody thought it was a good idea to show me Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is the most mature. Despite it having cartoons in it, it is not, and it being rated PG. Which back then, PG meant that you were gonna see, like, nudity and probably a couple of swear words, and, at least, you know, some disturbing elements as well. That's what PG meant at that time. I know that. Didn't I meet you? You seem proportionately correct. No. Bye. Do you remember Toontown the game? Yeah, it's abandoned now. I don't think anybody's on there. I think there's a couple people on there. It's probably some sad. I don't know what that music is, but it is very annoying. Maybe it's because... perhaps if it didn't feel like it was being surrounded. I am a greedy kid. Somebody on Steam said that these kids were ugly. I don't understand that. I don't understand. That's not an ugly child. Come on. That is like a... you know, beautiful. It's a beautiful child, I think. Filipino, maybe. Very beautiful. I've known quite a few people that were Filipino, and they're all beautiful, by the way. I've known people. Yeah, I went to church with some. I had some other friends. They love to feed you. They love to cook. That's their favorite thing. They are cool. Why? Why can't? Are you sitting in my short, darling? Oh, do you want me to take a picture of this? Okay, what do I take a picture of this? Fine! It says take a freaking picture, but I can't take a picture! Fine, I'll just come back to that later. That really bugs me, though. Bugs me. Can I take a picture this way? Okay. I can't move the camera. It was hilarious. Mickey gave me a magic camera in the beginning, in the very beginning, and he was like, "Here you go," and I'm like, "It doesn't freaking move." That's really magical. Thank you, Mickey. Love that. You're gonna have to bear with me, okay? I love Disney. I love creepy things, so if I say something's creepy, it's a compliment. Okay? Okay, yeah. I'm the little girl that watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Return to Oz by myself and turned out perfectly fine. Okay? I watched the freaking Birdcage when I was 4 years old. And that is why I am such a supporter of the LGBTQ community today. That opened my eyes, it really did. I'm very glad that I got to see those movies. I'm very happy. Do I recommend showing your children those movies? No, I don't. But if that is your parenting style and you did not scar your children for life and they're okay with it, yeah, listen to your child. Don't do something that's going to traumatize them. Just as long as it makes you happy and makes them happy. It's fine. That's all. You know, you do you. I do me. What's this? What is this? Does it do something? I don't know.
Don't forget, we're going to help Daisy.
I don't want to help Daisy. Don't want to.
Oh, that Donald. He should have been here by now.
Oh, you want me to do that?
Looks like a job for your magic wand.
Well, I'm using my wand. I'm actually very good at I'm good at magic. Never been to Hogwarts. But I'm gonna tell you, I'd probably be a 5th year, you know? I'll probably be a teacher pretty soon, actually. Few years, I'll probably be old enough to be a teacher. Hey, Dumbledore was 30 when he was a teacher, okay? I didn't do anything! Don't worry, I do not fear the police. I do not. I am perfectly fine with police. They leave me alone. I've not had a lot of encounters with police, actually. It's probably because I'm white.
Maybe I should tell everyone to stop. Smell the roses and throw me a heart.
Give that to me. No, that's not the reason. The reason was because I lived in small towns, and I lived in towns where, yeah, I lived in a town where, there was not a lot of ethnic minorities around, but when they were around, it was like you if you saw an African American or with the braids or whatever, oh my gosh, they got treated like they were royalty. They did, because all the people in where I grew up, they all wanted to be ethnic of some sort. They wanted to wear. There were white guys with tie-dye shirts and dreads and stuff, and they were like, yeah, man. Yeah, it was a stoner community, but they were cool. And, yeah, there wasn't a lot of crime there where I lived, so we just didn't have there wasn't really a reason to be, interacting with the police. There was no, sure, there was drama in my family, but it wasn't like, call the police! She's done it again! She's taken all the Benadryl! Yeah, it wasn't like that. It totally was not, Yeah, it was. So yeah, it wasn't so much that I was white that the police didn't bother with me. I think many people have to deal with assholes anywhere, So just please. You deal with people, you have confliction, and that happens regardless of what you look like and the color of your skin.
Don't run along just yet.
But I suppose it depends where you are. I think everybody should be treated equally.
Pause on the telephone.
Everybody.
Only without the telephone. Oh, this is just wonderful. We can
I wish I could skip this, please!
And you've been such a good helper. Why don't you see if Minnie needs a hand with anything?
I had a bit of an itch here. Oh dear.
Don't forget to see Minnie.
I have the fan on me, and sometimes it tickles a few things on my face.
I can toughen up her photograph.
Yes, so I was like, is that a head up my nose? I am escaping you! Your name is Cannon! I don't like cannons! I've seen what they do, I've seen the damage that they've done!
Such a big jump. Why, we thought it was sweeping. Oh, wait. We could use some magic brooms. We could use a spell to have the brooms help us. Would you go ask
I'm not in Hogwarts Legacy, why do I need magic brooms? Because Fantasia? Fantasia?
Misha?
I'm not shy. I don't even want to. No. Hello. Why? Okay, this is my issue. This is my issue with grind games. Love grind games. I'm very picky with my grind games. But another thing is, grind games have you do things for absolutely no reason. They just say, okay, go here, go there, and then when you're done, go back to the same person. I'm like, why? Oh my gosh, I groan sometimes. I sometimes will shout profanities at Disney characters at Dreamlight Valley. I think I told Goofy to fuck off at least once. Scar, on the other hand, we have a good relationship, but the thing is, when I'm gardening and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm gardening, and and there's this point where there's this thing that happens. So when you click, this is randomly done, and it's done, I think there's an algorithm that it goes. So every 1 to 2 plants that you plant every day, or you pick, you will have a surplus. Otherwise, you will have more than usual, and it will glow. The bush or the plot of ground will glow, and then you press E like crazy until it's over. There's a time limit. So as I was doing that, I was spamming my E key, and I was going bing, 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 bing. And all of a sudden, Scar just comes over, and he's like, oh, yeah, this is a hole. I'm like, dude, you're in my way. And so when I did that, E is also the button that you push when you want to talk to people. So when I did that, I talked to him. And I was like, that was rude. So there was another plugin that decided to light up. I was getting lucky, 2 in a row. That was incredible. That was like probably once a week that happened. So I was like, I am on a roll. Bing, 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 bing. And then he does it again. He did it again. He's like, hello. And I'm like, you asshole. You asshole. Why'd you do that to me? So yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think maybe they put that into the design. Because, you know, Scar is an asshole. He killed his brother. He tried to kill his nephew. Yeah. Kind of a... Then he married his mother, which is literally Hamlet, okay? You haven't seen Hamlet. Father dies, uncle kills father, then uncle marries mother, and then...
Look at our costumes. I've got plenty to choose from.
I didn't like your clothes. It sucks. Oh, that's cute. I don't really like it that much, but...
It seems like you really knew what you wanted.
Yes, I do. I know what I want. Oh, yes, I do. I know what I want. Get back, get back, get back, get back. Yeah, I am pretty sure with Dreamlight Valley, you are pretty lucky if you can get 300,000 coins. You're pretty lucky if you do that. You gotta work hard. Yeah, there's expansions. There's like DLCs that will give you, not expansions, but DLCs that will give you more furniture and coins and moonstones and things. Moonstones are the things that you can potentially buy with real money. You can. You don't have to, but you can.
I'd sure like to hear about all the fun things you've been doing. Hot dog.
Ah.
Now you can try out some magic on the brooms. Just bring it to life and sweep up.
I don't like the way that your eyes keep going to the center of your face. It's like you're cross-eyed. I'm Mickey Mouse. It's almost like he's that. Have you seen that? Have you seen that where Ariel shuts down on the on the Under the Sea ride, and Ariel's like, "Look at this stuff, isn't it?" She's like, I'm like, oh yeah, that was trending on TikTok. Remember TikTok? Yeah, I remember TikTok. I don't like it anymore. It does bad things to my brain. I don't like it. It's repetitive. Repetitive makes me bored, and when I'm bored, I'm depressed, and I don't want to be depressed, so I don't play. I don't use it. It is for my sanity. If you like TikTok, that's fine. Enjoy. But I refuse to go there anymore. I used to be very involved, but I now do more Facebook and Twitch, and you know, I don't do the TikTok. By the way, TikTok? Yeah, I don't think I really wanted to say anything about TikTok except what I said. By the way, TikTok! And I was like, I had nothing planned to say. It's not that I didn't have anything. It's not that I forgot what I had to say. I had nothing to say. I was finished. I don't want to spend any more time talking about it than I need to. Give me money. Money. This is like a freaking casino, jeesh. Some Chuck E. Cheese's. Chuck E. Cheese's. Oh my gosh, I sound like Daz Games. I love Daz. I love Daz Black. Daz Games. He's amazing. I love how goofy he is, and how unashamed he is, and just how confident he is. And he's so comfortable with who he is, and I love that. And I'm sure there are days where he doesn't feel that way, but we all have that, don't we? We're all humans, aren't we? And I just want to show people that I can fail, okay? I can fail at games. I can die a million times here on a live. No problem. You know why? Because mistakes are how I learn. If you're gonna win every single time, oh my gosh, you're not learning. Do you think that gamers that win all the time, do you think that they just automatically knew how to do that? No, they practiced. They practiced. Just don't be discouraged when things don't work out. It's okay. It's really easy to be discouraged. Sometimes it's just, if you're feeling discouraged and you feel like you want to cry, you can do that. You can cry. It's okay. Just have a private moment. Just don't do it on social media. TikTok. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I remember that day when TikTok shut down. It was sad. At first I panicked, okay? I panicked too. I panicked, but like after a while I went, life goes on. I didn't cry. I did panic a little bit. Calmed myself down, let loud it. I said, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna live our life. We're gonna exist. That's what we're gonna do without TikTok. And I haven't been on it for almost 2 years. That's commitment. And I'm a much happier person because of it. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about TikTok anymore. I didn't like it. Hi. You guys are too old to be here. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You guys are over 30. That's just not okay. Unless you have kids, that's fine. But like, yeah. Go get a room. No, of course. People have honeymoons. They go on honeymoons. My aunt actually went on a honeymoon and went to Disneyland. And she didn't take me with her. Alright, never mind. Yeah. I've had a lot of family members and friends that have gone to Disneyland and they didn't take me, so totally over that. Heck, it still hurts. I'm not a psychopath. So, in case you're wondering who does the voice for the Mad Hatter nowadays is Corey Burton. Corey Burton did Captain Hook in Return to Neverland. He took over Hans Conried, who did the original. He had passed away, and so Corey Burton, Dawes Butler, the great Dawes Butler, introduced him and said, I'd like to introduce this guy. He does a really mean Hans Conried, and so he starts doing it, and it's very uncanny. It is so uncanny. Oh my gosh, I saw this really horrible, you know, one of those sing-along Disneyland things where they have the live-action characters in the suits and they sing, and it's really shitty music, but it's fun to see Disneyland, you know that? They were on VHS tapes. Well, I did that, and I watched it, and I said, is that Hans Conried? That has to be a Hans Conried. It looks like Hans Conried, and Hans Conried did the Magic Mirror. He did it during when Disney was actually alive, and, I meant Walt Disney, not when Disney was actually alive. It's now a zombie. No, yeah, it pretty much is. But but it wasn't an entire monopolizing empire that we would have to worship. It was actually, yeah, Walt Disney was, yeah, and it was so uncanny that I had to actually look it up. I was like, is that Hans Conried? It was Corey Burton the whole time. He's autistic, he's on the spectrum, he's diagnosed with Asperger's, he's awesome, he's been in things you're probably not even aware of. He does a lot of dub work, so when somebody needs, so he's the guy that comes in when somebody is out of town or doesn't show up or unfortunately dies. He is there to imitate them. Ed Wynn played the Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter was Keenan Wynn's father. Ed Wynn was the inventor, the Toy Master in Babes in Toyland. Great movie, by the way. I love it. Love that version. That's a great one. Oh, it does drag itself out a little bit, but hey, Ray Bolger? Ray Bolger. Wow. I mean, I understand he's 50 years old and Annette Funicello was like 15, which, by the way, she was very well developed for that age. Very curvy, very beautiful. Annette Funicello has passed away from MS, unfortunately, but you know, she contributed to a lot of MS organizations and charities, and she was an amazing woman. And she continued to make appearances even when she was confined to a wheelchair. She was wonderful, wonderful woman. But really, you know, if Ray Bolger does this little dance that he's trying to do, he's singing to Annette Funicello, and he's going, oh yes, I'm doing this, and I was like, at least this deserves a first date. You know, I know you're 53 and you're gay, but let's just like, and yes, Ray Bolger was gay. He was the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz, and he looked good. Like, he looked like a panto villain. You know, the villains in you know those English plays where you boo at the villains and you cheer for the good guys and it's funny and there's at least one man that's in drag. Yeah, he looked like a traditional villain with the little mustache and everything. Did he have a mustache? I believe so. But when they had close-ups of him, it was like, oh yeah, it was Crow's Feet Island over there. It was like, ah. I was like, you're a bit old, aren't you? Bit old to be chasing after 15-year-olds. What is this, Lolita?
Why, surely you must have something to say.
No. Oh, you wanted me to say something. Ha!
It's all fixed. Now, would you mind returning it to the White Rabbit? I hate to think how distraught he's been without it.
Okay. So Catherine Beaumont also played Wendy Moria Darling in Peter Pan as well.
It's been so nice.
So, and she was such a little, she was a little girl
There's more to say than
and a cute little thing. She looked just like that too, but she wasn't blonde, she was a brunette. She was a cute little thing. Now she's like 83, 93. Yeah, she's still alive. We established that, I guess.
Out in the name of the Queen, oh my dear watch. The time. I'm so very late for a very important game.
Very important day. I thought I already did it.
No, my watch is 2 days slow. You're late. Going to level 6.
Well, thanks. Oh, mine is 2 days slow. That means you're late. Oh my gosh, that would be freaking. That would. I'm sorry, I'm blocking that friend. There's a friend like that said, my watch is 2 days slow, so you're late. I would think that was actually pretty funny. Actually, I might remain friends with them. I'm just joking. If it was a joke, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sebastian.
Hey, you wanna tell a cruel joke? Fine. It's great.
No, it's not really a concert.
I won't kill you.
It has music.
Not today.
They called it a
Tomorrow maybe, but not today. I'm most likely to kill you in the morning. Better that. How about afternoon? I'm more of an afternoon person.
We want to make sure everyone likes our design.
No, I don't actually. That's why I have games.
Please go find my pictures.
Yeah.
They're so
That's why I have games. Unnecessary violence? Can't do that in real life, can you? You can't just hit somebody or do some sort of. You can't do that. And I don't have an enemy to do that, so. But in a game, it's called stress relief. It really is. It is stress relief when you're in Goat Simulator. I'm taking a picture, okay? Stop. Don't pressure me. Don't pressure me. I'm taking a picture. Oh, you want me to take a picture of something else? What is going on with the... What? The fuck was that? Okay. I'm supposed to look over here? That is a horrible angle. No. Why would I want to take a picture of that? It's really freaking far away. You guys make no sense. So that music you hear is actually from Babes in Toyland. It is when the toy soldiers at the end of the movie start marching.
The beast likes books. Maybe you'll find yours.
The beast likes books. Okay, well, hey, hello. Can you talk to me? So this is, I can't remember what his name is, but he has a name.
Now I'm certain.
Wrong button, you guys. Wrong button. That was the wrong button. Yeah. So I didn't realize this, but I do have a thing for, I guess, for Jewish guys. I don't know why. There was Jeff Goldblum. Of course, that was the first one. Hans Conried. What was another guy? There was a third one. I can't remember what the third one was. I mean, I don't discriminate. I do now, because I'm not single anymore. I'm just joking. I don't discriminate. At that, and I seem to have a curse put on me a lot of times. I'll be like, oh my gosh, that guy is so good looking. Who is that? It's Henry Cavill. Oh, really? Really? Oh, who's that? Oh, that's Luke Evans. Really? Apparently, they're dating! I'm like, oh no! I'm very happy for you. I was saying, oh no, for me, for my sake, because they're gay. I'm very happy that they found each other, okay? I was just sad because, you know. Yes, they're in a different playing field than I am. You know. But I think everybody should live their, they should live, they should be their truest self, you know. Love who they want, be with who they want, spend the rest of their life with who they want, love people the way they want. That's what they should do. I don't think it's my job to say, oh, you can't do that, can you? Hey, just because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean that it's wrong, okay? But yes, I have this thing where I'll see a guy, and it's been this thing where I'll be like, oh, that guy is so cute, he's so handsome, oh my gosh, he's so attractive, and they're gay. Would you know, he's gay. But after a while, I'm like, oh, you know, that's fine. I like people. I like people!
Help Ariel yet, huh?
It's okay. We can be friends. I am not friends. Why are you telling me to go over there? There's nothing over there. You want me to take a picture? You want me to take a picture? Okay, I'll take a picture. I will take a picture. Picture of you. Ugly spot that you want me to. It's pointing me to it, and I don't understand it. Okay. What do you mean, photograph? Photograph what? Oh, thank you. He's like, no. Before, he's like, no. Excuse me. So polite. Why do I want to take a picture of this? You have to take pictures of the stupidest things, I'm telling you. The stupidest things. I'm being very gutsy today. Very gutsy. I'm just... Things are just coming out of my mouth that I probably shouldn't say. Well, I eat each day, okay? These things come out, and I can't contain it. I could, but I won't, so I shan't. It's not that I can't, it's that I don't want to. I am so tired of putting on a fake smile and going, "It's nice, dear." I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, shall we? Now I have to figure out how to take a picture. I don't know why I have to take a picture of that. Oh, that's sad. He's like, the kid is like, I just, I took Claritin PM instead of AM. Hello. Oh gosh, no, I'm not gonna go flirt with him. No. I want to flirt with Captain Hook! I can't. I'm a stupid quest I have to do. Stupid. Oh yes, let's just take a picture of a tree and a couple of bushes and call it art. I'm joking. Of course. Take pictures of trees and bushes. It is art. Let's not bash people's art, okay? You'd be surprised what's considered art nowadays. There's a lot of things that are considered art.
I wonder what Captain Hook's up to. Bet he's planning some sort of rotten scheme.
Apparently pole dancing is an art.
That old codfish would recognize me.
It is! It is! They have pole dancing competitions. It's an art form. It's not like a stripper thing. Yeah, strippers do it, but you don't have to be.
Just in case.
You don't have to be one. They have competitions. You didn't see that woman who did, she had a pole and she had like this crazy background and she was on American's Got Talent? It was insane. And they have competitions in the US. Men do it too. They do? Yeah. You'd be surprised what people think is an art. It's like, this is an art. Someone's art is another person's trend. Yeah. Sometimes art, things that people actually say is art, is really just a trend. You know, the other day, saw this comment, you know, and it was this woman talking about, she wasn't even talking, it was just music. It was one of those TikToks of music. Her with the cat, it had captions, and it was like, "You can't have OCD, you're not clean enough." And I was like, yeah. Well, that's not what OCD is about. I think you're getting that mixed up with germaphobe. Howie Mandel, germaphobe, that's not the same thing as... That's not quite the same thing. OCD and OCD is a symptom of being a germaphobe.
Would you tell me about it?
That's... OCD is something that goes with something else.
Now Sebastian
Okay.
designed something that
You can have mental illness, you can have autism or ADHD, like I do. Well, I don't think I have mental illness, but, you know. Never know.
I hope we see each other again.
But yeah,
Um,
you'll never know.
adieu.
Why? Why do I want to put on a pirate suit? Okay, I don't want to buy anything. Look, Peter Pan. He's evil, okay? And there's nothing that you're gonna tell me that she's evil. Okay? You don't know the original story. You don't know the book? Yeah. Okay, fun fact. Peter Pan was the only one in Neverland that didn't age. Because, why? Because he was special. Maybe the fairies preferred him, or he was magical. I don't know. Maybe he was the child of a fairy. That would make sense. He kind of did have pointed ears, so maybe that's the thing. But, so you would bring these boys over to he'd take them to Neverland. They would age, and what he would do, he would kill them. And meanwhile, Peter Pan, meanwhile Captain Hook was looking for Peter Pan. He was looking for the secret hideout, and there's a reason for that. Like, he never really gets to hurting any of the Lost Boys. And then there was a theory that the Lost Boys are not actually the pirates that are on the ship are really Lost Boys. So it's quite possible that Captain Hook is the actual, he may be the actual hero of it all. And if you watch Once Upon a Time, the show, it's on Disney Plus, by the way, used to be on Netflix, but then I think Disney bought ABC, so yeah, so they did that. And so Peter Pan is played by Robbie Kay, and Robbie Kay is in Game of Thrones. He did an incredible job. I hated him so much in that, and I loved it. It was a little bit hard for me to see him in other things, but when I saw him in other things, I got over it. I was like, oh, you're versatile. I like that. So he did that, and yeah, they portrayed Peter Pan as being very evil. He was one of the most evil villains out there. A lot of the villains, they end up having some like redeeming qualities. They end up, becoming a better person and that kind of thing. They essentially they do that. But I like how accurate they are to the original stories, and Disney doesn't really stick to the original stories, but I like it anyway. I don't think everything needs to be accurate. I don't believe that I like the idea that Peter Pan is kind of like, that he's not evil or whatever, but that's just how it was original. But I'm not going to be a snob about it. I'm not going to be a purist and be like, you can't do that. It wasn't that way in the book. I don't like change. I'm not going to do that. You can believe whatever story you want. And the thing about Disney fan theories, and it just surprises me because I've heard about them, is that they actually freaking make sense. They make sense. Like Gaston killing Bambi's mother, Captain Hook killing Ariel's mother. It makes sense. And a lot of the Haunted Mansion ride stuff, some of that stuff is actually inspired from things that the Imagineers came up with. They came up with it. Some of that stuff is actually something that they came up with. It was in the early development. Maybe the idea wasn't used, but then it was put. A lot of those ideas that were in early development are actually used. They're put on database. There's an actual database. It's called Doom Buggies. It's all dedicated to Haunted Mansion. Oh yes, I get to flirt with Captain Hook. Yes. Hi. Hello. Yes.
Why, you haven't even got a proper pilot's head scarf. Off with you until it's not bad.
Okay. So, fun fact: Hans Conried, the actor who did the original Captain Hook, yes, I believe he grew up in Maryland. Maryland. Even though he played a lot of ethnic people, Russians and Germans and things, and occasionally they put a turban on his head, which was quite, actually, kind of racist. But that was a different era. That was black and white era. So you gotta. And he was typecasted. That's the thing. A lot of people were typecasted because they looked a certain way. It happened to Rita Moreno, and it happened to a lot of people. But people wanted to act so badly, and they didn't care. They were just like, I want to act. I'm gonna be playing a stereotype, but I want to act. They want to act, so they do anything they can to get acting. Because back then, minorities or those that were biracial, they didn't have rights. A studio could literally just say, well, if you don't like it, guess what? you won't have a job and you won't get to work anywhere. So you didn't want to piss off the producers, and producers can do that. They still can. Harvey Weinstein did it all the time. Oh my gosh. Remember what happened to Rose McGowan? After what happened to her? He banned her from every single studio. Called up every studio and said, don't hire her. She's a bitch. It's like, you're the one that took advantage of her. Okay? So, yeah. A pot of what? A pot of what?
Well, what are you waiting for? I have a job for you.
Okay.
Now listen up. That Lisa Brown, Peter Pan, has taken steps to educate you again. He knows how that ticking crocodile haunts me.
So, Hans Conried, this is supposed to look like Hans Conried, actually. It's a character of him. Obviously, he's much better looking. And yes, I was in love with Hans Conried at one time. And he's been in a lot of things. He was both a stage actor, he was on TV, he was in movies, he was a voice actor, he did everything. He was a Renaissance man. He did everything. But that was very common. A lot of people started on radio and they made their way to movies, TV shows, and you know, that was a common thing back then. But nowadays, that's very impressive. That's like, ooh, yes, that's you're an overachiever, are you? I didn't mean to do a Hans Conried voice. I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. That just came out subconsciously. You know what's in my head now. I'm sorry. I think my inner voice is Hans Conried. I'm pretty sure. I really do. I think that I am kind of a reincarnation of Hans Conried. I'm very I have a very dynamic kind of voice, and oh, I don't want to wait in line. I don't want to wait in line. Where do I go? Don't tell me I have to take more fucking pictures. Do I? That's what you do. No flash photography, please. Okay, little bit of safety tips, okay? Never been to Disneyland, but that doesn't matter. I've been there in spirit many, many times. In my head, I live there, okay? So, I know things. So anyway, besides that, okay, another thing. If the ride shuts down at any time, do not go off of it. You know why? Because there are certain things that are below your feet that you're not supposed to step on. They are not places that you can actually step on, and you can actually trip on certain things. And especially if you're on a dark ride, you could very well break something. Break something. Don't do that. Another thing, don't get your freaking phone out when you're on Haunted Mansion ride. Please don't. I've seen that so many times, and they're taking pictures. Okay, first of all, there's a magic. Haunted Mansion is run by holograms. Freaking holograms. You know what holograms are? They're light. Light. Light means that if you freaking take a picture, you've ruined the effect. Good job. You've ruined it for yourself. Now you're going to have a shitty-ass picture, too. And by the way, take a picture before you get on the ride, okay? Okay? There's opportunities to take picture every place. Every place. You can go any place to take a picture. Okay? But don't do it on Haunted Mansion. It's disrespectful. It actually says no flash photography, which means, oh, but that's not on my phone. Yeah, it is on your phone. Because I see your freaking flash on. Stop doing that. You're ruining the illusion, okay? Some of those holograms actually have to have no other extra light outside of anything, or else the illusion won't work, and you are screwing it up for yourself. You're missing it, and when you go home and you're actually done with your vacation, you're gonna look and say, what the fuck is this? It's a picture. Yeah, you'll learn that you're not supposed to do that. There's no point to it. You're in the dark. Have you tried taking a picture of yourself in the dark? Yeah, so you put the flash on thinking it's gonna look better. No, it's gonna look worse. There's already black lights, holograms, there's lights everywhere. You just don't notice it. So you think that that's okay. It's not okay. Do not do it. Please. I'm asking you nicely. Please? Please don't do that. Be respectful.
Nice to see you.
Listen to the ghost host. The ghost host says no flash photography, please. He says that.
Don't ask me what it is.
I'm not asking you anything. I have to go back to this guy. So yes, Hans Conried actually was around this height. He actually did the models. So there were times where people would, sometimes they were the actors, sometimes they were just, you know, people that worked for Disney. And they would sit there and they would act things out so the animators would know what to do. And they still do this with computer-generated cartoons as well. They do it for claymation, they do it for the stop-motion stuff, they do a lot of that still. And he was modeled. He was the model, he was the animator model, and the character was modeled after him. So he looks like him, he did him, he was Captain Hook, okay? He invented it, okay? As far as I'm concerned, he is Captain Hook. He invented it, and not very many actors can say that about their character. They'll be like, oh, I didn't invent it, I just do the voice. No, he lived it! He was Captain Hook, okay? Hans Conried was. And if you tell me that he cannot freaking sing, I'm going to smack you so hard that Google won't be able to find you. Okay, I'm done with my tirade.
I am a man of the world, and this of that.
That person just disappeared.
Oh, boys. Oh, sweet tranquility. Now, Captain Hook never.
Okay, you lost the voice a little bit there. But tranquility. Yeah, you lost something. I don't know what it was. Probably your skill as a voice actor. Would you love to say something? Please tell me. I don't know about you, but I love Jason Isaacs playing Captain Hook and Jeremy Sumpter, and I just love that one. It's a live action. He was very sexy at that time. He was, yeah, very, very attractive actually. Loved him. And of course, if you don't know who Jason Isaacs is, he plays Lucius Malfoy, Draco Malfoy's father in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and he also was in the other movies. And he has that touchy voice. He says, "Oh, you must be a Weasley." Yes, that is he. And recently, I just saw him, Jason Isaacs, on Star Trek Discovery as Captain Lorca. And, you know, obviously, he's older nowadays. You know, he's aged. But I thought he looked fantastic in the Star Trek suit uniform. I thought he looked good. You do not look like a person. You look more like the Wreck-It Ralph version of Snow White, which I love Wreck-It Ralph, so I like Wreck-It Ralph. I love Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. I think that was a really good sequel. I liked the first one, but the second one was good in its own right. And usually with sequels, it's like the sequels suck, but this one was good. It was funny. Sarah Silverman and John C. Reilly, Alan Tudyk, he played the captain in Serenity, and he has done several voice. He is working for Disney right now. He's done several animal voices, actually, and he also does the voice of Sunny in the robot in iRobot. He is a redhead. He's been on a lot of things. Everything from... He's been in so many things. I mean, he's truly talented. I love Alan Tudyk. I didn't realize that he was that gifted because I heard his voice in Frozen, and he was like, "It's Whistleton," and I was like, "Rene Auberjonois? The guy that plays Odo, is that you?" And I was like, because he was alive at that time. I love Rene Auberjonois. I love him. And I was very sad when he passed away. But Alan Tudyk, oh my gosh, I was looking for Rene Auberjonois, and I saw Alan Tudyk in the credits, and I was like, what? I was like, you are seriously talented, dude. And then he did the voice for the Mad Hatter in Wreck-It Ralph. That was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, you sound like Ed Wynn. I thought that was great. It was fantastic. I loved it. I loved it. Loved it. I have a lot of energy today. Why am I acting like this? Oh yes, ADHD. Do you need me? Do you? Do you need me? I need you too. I need you. I do. Come closer to me. Come closer. Oh, I'll give you some space. Okay, well. I thought you said you needed me. You told... need me. Wait, I haven't been this part of the park for a while. As I said, this is a very accurate, I know this from Brian Hull, who has been to Disneyland, so I'm taking it from someone else's experience. He's really good. He knows Disney better than I do. Thank you! Do not play frickin' Snow White, I'm just saying. I have heard from actual, people who have played Snow White at the parks. They're cast members. First of all, being a Disney princess is not romantic. It's long hours, it's hot, you get minimum wage, it's not fun. But some people just want to do it because that's their dream. It's not so much that it's to pay, you know, it's more just like extra cash. You're just like, oh, this is fun. I love this. You know, it's a fun job. It's fun, you know? And that's the main thing. So, you know, it's fun. Just for the fun of it. But one of them who played Snow White said that she had permanent damage. She had nodes on her vocal cords. Because she had to consistently use that voice. And, very bizarre, but the original singer for the original Snow White, the first probably ever Disney princess, Disney pretty much took over her life and told her that she could do nothing but Snow White. Okay, you're doing this one character, that's all you're gonna do until the day you die. Okay? Or until the contract ends. In 100 years, ha 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 ha. No, I'm just joking. No, they literally did that. They did a dick move, and they went and they said that she couldn't do anything else. And so the same thing kind of happened with this one girl who was working for the parks. She did it. She has permanent damage to her voice. She will never sing the same way again. There's ways of doing it. I mean, a lot of people survive that surgery that's done. There's a surgery that's done to remove the nodes, but it's it's literally, they have to like burn them off. They have to go, and they sometimes get to the point where it's like, we need to remove these or you'll never talk again. But then when you get the surgery, you might not talk again anyway. And besides that, it's a real buzzkill when you're a singer. It's not so much talking that's an issue, it's also singing. But with this girl, she couldn't talk or sing correctly. It's sad. So don't try to do that voice. Actually, voices, I'm gonna say it's a lot harder. It's easier to do lower notes than it is to do higher notes. People don't get a lot of damage on their vocal cords unless they're doing something really strange. But the best way to do that is to support your voice, is to use your diaphragm. Obviously hydrate, take care of yourself. That's a good way to do it. I sing myself, so I know. Try to not smoke or to drink anything that's nothing, you know, carbs, milk, you know, things that are kind of, that'll leave you kind of mucusy or you know, yeah, those are mucusy foods. Carbs and things thick, things that will coat your throat. It's not a good thing. Yeah, don't do that. But that's if you're like a professional. That's like if you work for the Met. That's like if you're freaking Michael Crawford. or the person that I like. Oh, you don't know who Michael Crawford is? Let me tell you. Michael Crawford is 87 years old. Goodbye! When will I see you again? Never! Goodbye! Never? Like, we were just talking about prenups. Like, for 3 hours. You're too old! I'm sorry! I'm 15 and you're 40! Very, very true, by the way. The original, yeah, originally, this is actually kind of creepy. A lot of the stories, and I'm gonna say, one of my favorite stories, some of my, like Phantom of the Opera, for instance, they're really cool. But, a lot of them have to do with an old man crushing on a teenager. I try not to think too much about that. I try not to think too much about that. I just get... I realize that it's not a real story. It never happened. They're probably all of age. Except, I have to say that Emmy Rossum, when she was snogging freaking Gerard Butler and Patrick Wilson, she was not of age. No, she was 17, but she was mature. She was, you know, she just turned 17, actually. She started when she was 15, but then 2 years had gone by, and they were filming and, you know, developing and that kind of thing, so... But yes, she paid for it. They actually had to put ice on her lips because she was kissing these guys so much. Her lips were swollen and bleeding. I'm not joking. I'm not joking! That is not that's not a fake story. I really did... I read it on Wikipedia. No, I did not read that on Wikipedia. I'm joking. I didn't read. I don't use Wikipedia to confirm my information. Okay, that's quick information that I use for myself. No. In some schools, they don't even allow you to use Wikipedia because it is so unreliable, and there's so many people that can go back and edit it. So, I've qualified. That really does not sound like Tim Allen. It's still a gun! And run really fast. Run and fire! All you have to do is aim and fire and run like mad.
Don't forget, cadet. Use that cosmic blaster wisely. Always show respect to the citizens you are sworn to protect.
You think I'm gonna go out and shoot a laser at people?
Let's see what you've got. Follow my lead, cadet.
That never happens. Okay, stop flexing! What are we doing here? What are we doing? Okay.
Nicely done. That's it. Don't forget to breathe.
Don't forget to breathe! Oh shit, I forgot!
Space Ranger Corps will be proud to have you in our ranks. Now that you've passed the rigorous physical training test, you must obtain a regulation space...
That was not rigorous, that was just me voguing. I was frickin' voguing for you. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Where's my wand? Okay, I have a gun. Giving a gun to a child. What could go wrong? They'll be responsible, it's fine.
That looks like a job for your magic wand.
I'm gonna be like South Park, where they all have hunting guns and they'll be like, oh, that's just dangerous, you might drop your beer!
Welcome to the Star Trader, Ranger. Since you like photography, you should look at our photo albums.
Who says I like photography? Why do you want me to buy things? Like, what's going on with that? Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Great choice you made.
Yeah, you made me. You made me, mother. You made me do it. I don't like it. I don't mind dressing up for Captain Hook, but I don't like dressing up for Peter Pan. You know why? Because he gave me a freaking ugly suit. I look like freaking Olaf. My gosh. Looked like I lived on carbs. It was horrible. It was just the suit. I'm not really chunky. It was the suit, okay? You guys, it wasn't... No, I'm not fat. I'm just... You guys, it's the suit. I'm really only 98 pounds. Really. Like when I was 6, I was.
Take keen observation. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be well, Cadet. Don't forget to continue your valuable reconnaissance work. That's all for now.
Yeah, reconnaissance. That's a 50-cent word you can teach your children. Yeah. I don't want to take a picture. Brr. Why? I don't want to take a freaking picture. Okay. How do we take a picture? Okay, I mustn't do this very fast. Okay, let me take a picture of something really stupid, shall we? Yes, stupid picture shoots. Don't do this at home. Hi. So, I'm gonna take a picture of something. What do I take a picture of? There's nothing to take a picture of. Okay. I almost lost my cool there. Okay. Okay, what are we doing today? I'm supposed to shoot things. Don't do this at home. Don't do this at the parks either. Okay, please do not bring weapons to the park. It's supposed to be a happy place. There are children. And if you are a child and you have a weapon, you're in trouble. You will be banned from Disneyland for the rest of your life. What the? Ooh, he's here? He's here? I think this is either from 2017 or 2011, and I'm not quite sure. It's in between those two. It's either in... It has been around since... It's either... It was redone in 2017 and made in 2011. That might have been something that it did, but I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Why is that my problem? Why? Why is that my problem? Oh yeah. Yeah. Disneyland is one of the places where you can like sweat like a freaking pig, but never lose weight because there's food everywhere. Everywhere! Yeah. Yeah, they want you to eat things. They want you to eat things, apparently. They want to... I don't know if their food is that good. I hear it's overpriced and horrible. But then again, I don't know. I'm sure there's places that you go to get food that are just amazing, and then there's places not to get food. You know? Like, people used to tell me that. They used to say, oh, you know, that's food at Chuck E. Cheese's is horrible. And, you know, I tried some of the food at Chuck E. Cheese's. It was wonderful. It was yummy. It was delicious. Tasty. But I suppose it's where you go. It's like where you go, you know? Same thing. Same thing. They're shutting down Disney World, which I think it's good riddance to it because I don't really like Disney World. I don't really care to go there. I had some family members that went to Disney World and, like, they didn't tell me about it, and they just went. They were like every single day I talk about frickin' Disneyland, Disney World, Disney this, Disney that, and you didn't think maybe, well, yeah, they made some excuses, but I was like, ouch. of course, I'm a forgiving person, so I was like, you know what? I didn't really want to go to Disney World. I want to go to Disneyland. Okay? Disney World is not where the history is. Disneyland is. Disney World, I don't think it was really even meant to be made because the economy was destroyed because of it. Walt Disney destroyed the economy. That has no reflection. I realize he was a shrewd business person. He was a wonderful family man. Great with his kids. His family loved him. He was like a Mr. Rogers kind of character. But, you know, he had to be serious, and sometimes he had to screw over a couple of people. Okay, it happens. He wasn't a bad person. Business is business. We all have those moments of being a diva. Okay, don't tell me that you didn't have those moments where you're like being a bitch. Don't tell me that you don't have those moments. You do. We all do. Okay? That's why I don't judge people when they're like... That's why I don't judge people who are divas when they're on the stage. You know, I don't judge people like that because it's like, you are in freaking hot studio lights, wearing heavy makeup, and 4 layers of clothes. Yeah, you're gonna be a bit snippety, I would say so. I would be like, and you're snapping at people. Yeah, I would say so. When you're hot, and I'm gonna tell you, when you're hot, you're a different person. When you're hot and you're uncomfortable, oh, it's horrible. It's horrible being hot and being able to cool off and not being in a temperature that's it should be. That's horrible. And it does bring, and heat can actually cause a lot of problems. Extreme heat, it can cause a lot of problems if you're not taking care of yourself. Oh my gosh, heat can do things to you. Michael Crawford had that. He decided, not only was he going to wear clothes, but he decided to wear a fat suit. I don't know whose idea that was. He was like, oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, that sounds fun. So Michael Crawford, I was going to talk about him, but I forgot because of my ADHD. He did Phantom of the Opera. He was in Dance of the Vampires, which people try to forget about because he ruined it. He did a wonderful job, okay? He made it cringy, yes, but that's kind of Michael Crawford. Why is it pointing upwards? Oh, it's pointing, okay. Okay. Oh, I have a camera. Okay, never mind. Okay. I was like, why is it working? And then I realized I did not have the laser. Okay, for some reason. Okay. That's cool. Disable the cameras. I was just saying. Okay. It's done. Sorry, short circuiter. I do that. My brain does that. Sometimes I will just yell out of for no reason. I'll look at something and I'll be like, ah! They'll be like, what? Oh, it's just that you got a lot of hamburger. Where? 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 Okay, I'll just randomly do this. Like I need more coins, right? Like I need more coins today. So it'd be really fun if there was actual people. But I do like the solo aspect. I do like to go solo. Very much so. I like solo. Okay, there's something that you wanted me to get down. What was it? What was it now? Okay, I don't know what that did, but okay. That's cool. Where are we going? Blaster. Blaster. Ah! Ta-da! Hamburger. I do like hamburgers, I do. I don't like Burger King and McDonald's so much. I don't think McDonald's and Burger King is real food. I mean, it's really good every once in a while, but like to eat it consistently after a while, I'm just like, no, I don't want to. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, does this? Can I blast this? No, it's not a. It's not a blastable thing. What is this? What is this? Oh, it does something. Books. Ah. Books. Anyway, going back to what I was doing, Michael Crawford. So the guy, so you know in WALL-E, you saw the WALL-E movie, and they were playing Put On Your Sunday Clothes, you know, and it's played consistently throughout the movie. That is from Hello Dolly, and that is Michael Crawford that sings that. Michael Crawford was in a couple movies. He's mostly known for stage. He is an opera singer. He's been an opera singer since he was 17. That was his first gig, was joining an opera company. He is a workaholic. He loves working, but because he decided to put a fat suit on, he started getting chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue syndrome is not the Latin name for that. It's called something else, like encephalitis something. Has some weird name. Latin, of course. And, yeah, it's the, that's nice. But yes, tremendously, I love Michael Crawford, actually, a lot. I don't think he was the best Count Krolak, but I think he did his best, I really do. I do believe that was kind of during the time he was kind of in limbo at that time. He didn't know why he was tired. He was kind of so yeah, he was not really aware that anything was going on. He had done that one fat suit gig, and he did it, and he was under hot studio lights, and he couldn't even go up a flight of stairs, like one flight of stairs, without like saying, but why? I feel like I'm dying. Cause you're 61, dude. Yeah, but you know, some people are like very active, and he was freaking dancing and doing jumping jacks and doing gymnastics when he was 61. I don't know if he's doing that now, but yeah, he thought he was invincible. I'm sure he thought he was invincible. So he's going on, and yeah, he definitely looked like he had chronic fatigue syndrome. I'm just saying, he was kind of like, and I need you now forever, and we never make it right. And in case you're wondering why I'm singing that song, that's actually that music was written long before Bonnie Tyler sang that song. It was written by Jim Steinman, who did I'll Do Anything for Love, but Not That by Meatloaf, that same guy. He never wrote lyrics for it, but he did later, and then later. So it's supposed to be a musical about the vampire killers. It's a Roman Polanski film. So he did the American version. Steve Barton, who did Raoul in Phantom of the Opera, did the German version. In case you don't know, the German version was fantastic. Dance of the Vampires is fantastic. But that Total Eclipse of the Heart is actually what's sung. And originally what would happen is, you wouldn't think German is a really good language to sing, but it is. Like, it's fantastic to listen to. It's such an expressive language. I love it. I adore it. So, you know, but Steve Barton, oh my gosh, I have such respect for him. He was beautiful. He he took over. So Michael Crawford was the Phantom of the Opera, and Steve Barton was Raoul. So when Steve Barton, so of course, he had to, he had to rest. This is around the same time. He found out that he had chronic fatigue syndrome. He had to rest. He had to take care of himself. That was really hard for him. He said it was really hard to just take it easy because he'd been working for most of his life. And so Steve Barton took over. And Steve Barton was gorgeous. He was German, he was tall, he was blonde, muscular, very handsome. Had the most exquisite, heavenly baritone voice. I listen to him sing every day. I do. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2001. So, I'm sorry. But we still have him, and I think music and movies are definitely something that immortalizes people a lot. So the way I see it is, people aren't truly dead unless you forget them. So as long as we remember them and treat them as if they were alive. That way we won't be sad. That means we can talk to the people. We can talk to the people that we've lost. That's why people go to gravestones. That's why people go to graveyards and talk to their loved ones. Because it's a closure. You're getting to say what you weren't able to say to them in life. And I don't know if they can hear me. I don't know that. I don't know what happens after this life. But I like to think that somewhere, sometime, they will hear us and they will reach out to us. One day we'll see them again. I have no idea what you just said. Why? I don't want to make it. I don't want to take any more pictures. Blah. I just fed you. I gave you a... Did you eat all those hamburgers? Oh, yeah. Karen, no! Oh, no, Karen, no! I don't care. I don't trust any Karen. The only Karen that I trust is that computer on SpongeBob, and the Karen Gillan from Jumanji and Doctor Who. That's the only current Karen. There might be another Karen. I think there's a third Karen. No, there's some nice Karens, but I don't know. No. I'm not choosing a Karen to be my guide. I'm sorry. I'm not choosing anybody to be Karen. That his name is Karen to do that. I'm joking. If your name is Karen, that's fine. I understand. If you're not a Karen and your name is Karen, we'll get along. Okay? Most Karens that are Karens don't have the name Karen. They have Karen energy. I don't like that. I don't like Karen energy. We did. Okay, you destroyed the voice. Can we please stop? I wanna go. Thank you. That is not a good voice. It's not. No, that's not. That does not sound like Stitch. It sounds like a person. It's not supposed to sound like a person. It's supposed to sound like an alien. I don't. You think I'm really that critical? I'm not. I'm just saying these things because they are outrageous and they make a funny live. Make it funny if you're outrageous and outspoken. It helps. It helps. And no, I am not on caffeine. It is called ADHD. I'm like this all the time. Well, no. Actually, I'm a little bit more animated today. I had my B12 today. And I had a really good lunch. I had a Caesar salad, very hearty Caesar salad with cucumbers and chicken and honey mustard. It was so good. It's yummy. Couldn't finish it all. It was a huge salad. Homemade. Homemade. Great. I didn't make it. Somebody else did, but I appreciate it. It was yummy. So, yeah, that gave me a little bit of a zip into my step, so to speak. Yeah, I take care of myself. I hydrate. I eat well. I eat healthy. I've been putting more fruits and vegetables in my diet. I have the B12. B12 is really important because you don't get a lot of B12 in meat. You just don't. Oh my gosh, what happened to your pants?
Hey, listen, my pal Jeannie's kind of feeling down today, and I was thinking, since you well, would you put on a show for him? You know, do a little razzle dazzle.
Why do you look like a Ken doll? You're all shiny. You're all shiny like a Ken doll. It's weird.
Gotta go now? Okay, but don't forget to show off that magic for Jeannie.
You want me to find magic? What? Why? Why?
I run so fast I can almost fly. Of course.
That's nice. You can run so fast that you can fly. Show off. Street rat, riff raff. Done that. Aladdin used to be my favorite movie. I played Aladdin so many times because of Robin Williams. The tape wore out. Yeah, the tape wore out because I played it so many times. It was hilarious. I was very sad though. Like I was super sad. I was like so sad when that happened. I was like, the tape is gone. Have you ever done that where the machine ate the VHS tape? Yeah, that happened. That happened to me. I was very sad. So devastated. I was 10 years old. I was like, Aladdin, it's broken. I wasn't crying. No, we didn't cry in our household. That was a sign of weakness. If I cried, they'd be like, you're being too loud. Yeah. We didn't do that. You cried in another room. You cried in private. That's what you do. I think that's how a lot of people are raised, though. Like, it's not just me. It's other people, too. I guess I was essentially raised to be a guy. It's okay. I'm content with the gender I am. I prefer it. I prefer the gender that I am, Lincoln. Hey, I mean, which I don't. Just because I say that I prefer the gender I am doesn't mean it's like, oh yeah, you're just sick of the gender you have. No. If you want to change your gender, you can. It's my business. My business. I don't have no.
Saddle up, buckaroo, and welcome to the West
It's your body, your choice.
I bet you look great in
You have rights. Be the best person you can be. Anything that makes you feel comfortable and beautiful.
taste.
If you want to put on heels and a dress, if you want to actually become a woman, then do so. Women are very beautiful. Huh. Some of them are. No. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about trans.
That looks like a job for
I'm talking about just, you know. People are people. It doesn't matter to me what gender they choose to be. As long as they respect me, I'll respect them. You do you, I'll do me. We'll get along just fine. And I will respect your pronouns. I will respect whatever gender that you choose to be, and I will not discuss it with you. I will not be like, well, yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail about that. I'm not gonna be like, that's not what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna be petty like that. Do you know how many people people are so petty and so stupid.
Did you wish for a spyglass? Aladdin's got one for you.
They're so petty and weird. That's just like,
There it is.
I
Space Mountain.
I don't want to go there. No. Hi.
Hula fun. Dance time.
Oola fun. Okay, cool, thank you. Oh, we're gonna dance. Oh! Oh, we're still doing this? Okay, cool.
Dance makes Stitch happy. Taka. Flower lace makes Stitch think of Lilo and Hawaii. Want more? Go find it. Please? Go now.
Can you say please at
Do
least?
not forget flowers. I know. Stitch can't wait.
How did I buy this? I just blindly bought something. Oh, it wasn't my real money. It wasn't real money anyway, so doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's fine. Doesn't matter. It was my real. It was my own money. No. So this is technically like Dreamlight Valley, except you don't have to actually spend any money. You know, Disney is just so poor. I want to give them my money. I'm gonna say there's not a lot of Disney games that are really good to stream. I was gonna play Disney Worlds, you know, Disney Realms or something. It's where you can play different characters, and it was a big thing a while back, like 10 years ago. It's super glitchy, and apparently somebody actually said that. It really pays to read the reviews for games, especially on Steam. And I saw it, and it said, yeah, it just keeps crashing, and I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I can't have my lives crashing on me. I had that experience, and that was horrible. It was horrible. It's horrible when your game crashes, okay? It's not fun because you're sitting there and you get so frustrated. You get your temperature rises, you start getting cranky because you're hot, and then when you're hot, you're like, you don't like that. Yeah, it just gets that way. I don't want to give anybody a chance, especially you.
Welcome to the Adventureland Bazaar.
What do you want me to buy?
So you should have a fine photo album.
Just like Disneyland, they want me to buy things. They're forcing me to buy things. They're forcing me. They don't give me any choice. Capitalism. It's now not optional. It's mandatory. A lot of people do. I don't want to ruin anything for you, but Disney does the brainwashing marketing that everybody else does, which means like, let's play some happy music. They have actual smell, like they have like these massive, if you see around the park, you can't see it here, but if you see little holes like slots, if you see a circle with slots on it, that's not a camera. That is an actual, it releases smells, so it's like a Febreze thing, essentially, or a candle, or one of those chemical things, and it releases a smell that when you go in that area, it will smell like something. So, and it's everywhere. So when you go to Pirates of the Caribbean, you'll also smell sea salt. When you go certain places, maybe you'll smell gingerbread, chocolate, whatever. And it's supposed to stimulate your senses. It's supposed to be, Disneyland is a very sensual experience, and sensual does not mean sexual, okay? Don't be weird. Don't be weird! Yeah. Sensual means to enrich the senses, so it's very sensual. It is supposed to stimulate your senses, and as you know, the most stimulating sense that you have is your sense of smell. The reason you are hungry is because of your sense of smell. Your sense of smell is responsible for a lot of things that you do, and eating is one of them. So when you smell food, you want to eat. It works. It happens. Sometimes I'll look. That's why I don't like potpourri. What the heck? Okay. Violent burping. I didn't know that that would do that. It's kind of embarrassing. Okay. Yeah. The Jungle Cruise.
Pleased to meet you, man. I'm Baloo the Bear. Man, I've been waiting so long for Grogu to come back. My stomach started to grumble. Any chance you could find me a pawpaw? There's sure to be a few growing in this jungle.
The prickly pawpaw.
I gotta keep an eye out for Mowgli.
Do you?
Be sure to come back now with a pawpaw for your old Papa Bear.
Yeah, I don't really like. You know what I don't like? Yeah. What are we doing? Just what I need, more useless junk.
I was looking through the archives of the palace and found this spyglass. According to the inscription, it reveals that which no eye can see.
You look like a Barbie doll.
Something tells me.
Yeah, probably could.
I knew
Yeah.
I'd figure out that spyglass I gave you. Keep looking for more mysteries.
There it is. Anyway, so yeah, Disneyland has a thing that releases smells, but that's why I don't like potpourri, because potpourri is one of those things. It's like when I go into the kitchen, like my aunt would do this. She would be like, "Hey, what you fixing?" And said potpourri. I'd be like, "What? Potpourri?" Yeah, so it was just like it was like lemon and orange slices and some cinnamon and some apple, and I was like, "That's just a jip."
Can't wish for more wishes, so don't even think about it. Hi, good time to meet you. Good to meet you. Say, are you the one doing all the magic around here? Well, then
I don't just do magic, I am the magic.
Kid, you got talent. Hey,
Yeah.
I like you, kid. You got heart. You got chutzpah. You got great dance moves. Hey, you got a camera. Can you help me out with a little project? See, I told Jasmine I designed a new outfit.
That's not Robin Williams.
Something
Imposter!
envy of the whole shebang. But then I realized I had no idea how to do it. Will you go take some...
They've got the voice down pretty well, but it's I think it needs a bit more work.
My fashion style?
I don't think they did a lot more effort with the voices in this game than they did with Dreamlight Valley. Dreamlight Valley, they just were like, okay, it's the idea, it's the essence of Ursula, but it's not her, obviously. You don't have to do it. Okay, well that's close enough, yes.
Come back soon. Keep up with the paparazzi.
Yeah, it would be really good, like in the beginning in Dreamlight Valley, but then it would be like, at the end there, it would be like,
Why, hello.
Ursula, why do you sound like that? Now scram! I'm like, why do you sound like, why do you sound like that lady from Monsters Inc. all of a sudden? Oh, Wazowski! Like, why do you sound like that? So yeah, I think they got, it's almost like they have the idea of it down. I don't think they, really what you need to do in order to do that, if you're going to do a voice, make a recording of yourself and figure out if it sounds like it. Because if you need to get the cadence and the tone down, kind of the, whatever it is that's going down, and train yourself and just practice. That's usually this is how I've heard from other voice actors. Obviously, I'm not one. I could be. I could be one. I could be. I could be a voice actor. Oh my god. Anyway, I've been doing this for a long enough, and so I think I'm gonna call this a day. Thank you so much for joining, and this has been Me totally roasting Disney and Disneyland because I love it so much. And you have to understand what people do when they roast. Goes back hundreds of years. Well, not hundreds of years, but almost. Probably, yeah, roasting people is still a thing now, but it's literally where someone goes up there and they say all of these negative things about people, but it's funny, and it's true, and, people just laugh their asses off. And, that's what I've been doing, so, thank you so much for joining. It's people like you that make people like us successful. There would be no Twitch if it weren't for game enthusiasts like you. So, thank you. Thank you for watching. It means a lot to me, and thank you for following. And for those of you that have shared my life, thank you so much for that. And I shall be going live possibly tomorrow. If not, it'll probably be Monday. And yes, we will be playing Horror Legends pretty soon. I'm just taking a little bit of break from it because I was playing it a lot, and I don't want to get sick of it. I want to take a little bit of rest for it. So, you know, I like to play a variety of games so I don't get bored. So, you know, I haven't forgotten about you. I still want to do it. I will play anything but Fortnite. Fortnite is my limit, okay? That's my limit. My mother forbid me to do so. Joking. Okay. Thank you. And I shall, well, I'm gonna go. I'm going to go. Somehow.